Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a slider box. It slides out like this, and inside I have a Valentine Ding Dong. I got these from Walmart, 2 Hershey bars, and a York Peppermint Patty. The whole box together measures 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 by 1 1/8. So about 5 by 3 3/4 by 1. About. Alright? So there, it will fit a whole bunch of things. Okay, I'm using the new stamp set from the mini catalog. Sending Love comes with, it's a cling set, and it comes with the dies in the bundle, and one of the Perennial Postage, the second largest of the Perennial Postage dies. So what we need for this project, okay, we need 2 pieces of cardstock. The real red is 8 3/4 by 7 1/2, and that will be the body, the inside body of our box. And the bubble bath one that's going to go around the outside is 4 7/8 by 11. And all these measurements will be on my blog. Okay, we need 2 pieces of the Most Adored Saleabration Designer Series paper that are 4 5/8 by 3 3/8, and 2 that are 4 5/8 by 1 inch. And we need 1 piece of the Bright and Beautiful DSP that is for on top of the postage die cut, that is 4 by 2 3/4. Now this die cut from the Perennial Postage dies measures 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And then this one will fit right on top of that. We need a piece of basic white to stamp this little tag right there. Okay, from the actual dies, I cut out the mailbox. I cut 1 of the medium hearts out of Bubble Bath and 2 of the small ones. I cut the flag for the mailbox out of Bubble Bath. I cut the envelope out of Bubble Bath, and of course this mailbox is real red. And I cut the post, what I thought was out of Pecan Pie, but it's not. This must be a retired piece of cardstock I had. I'm not sure what it is, but you could use Pecan Pie. Alright, so let's get my scoreboard. Please use that post code for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and your tax. Alright, so let's start with the real red piece that is 8 3/4 by 7 1/2. And you're going to score at 1, 2, 6 3/4, and 7 3/4. Turn it to the 7 1/2 inch side and score at 1, 2, 5 1/2, and 6 1/2. Okay, now for the bubble bath, we're only going to score on the 11 inch side, okay, and it's 4 7/8 by 11. Okay, and you want to score at 2 3/8, 3 1/2, 7, and 8 1/8. Alright, now you want to fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, we're going to start with the real red, and I have the 8 3/4 inch side this way. It can go on either side. Alright, and this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to start down over here. We're going to count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and then get rid of these 2 squares on the bottom. Separate these 2 squares and get rid of this outer square. And then wedge the one that's left. Okay, so we took out these 3 squares and wedged the one here. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, and again we're going to take the bottom 2 squares off, cut the two squares apart and get rid of the outer one. And then wedge both sides of the square that's left. And that's the same thing that we're going to be doing on the other side also. Okay, now turn it to the other side, count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the bottom two squares, cut them apart, and then get rid of the outer square, and then wedge the square that we have left. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the two squares on the bottom, cut these two squares apart, and take off the outer one, and then wedge the one that's left. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. All right, now we're going to get our liquid glue, and we're going to put glue on these two squares here. What we're going to do is take the score line and make it straight with this inner rectangle here on both sides. Okay, and then the other side, and attach it to that inner rectangle. Okay, now we're going to fold in our flaps, and that's going to make our box much more sturdy to pull in and out. All right, so we're going to put glue on the two long rectangles first. And fold them in. Okay, and then the side ones. Okay, and then to make sure that your sides are good, just take your bone folder and stick it down into the side and make sure they're nice and even in there. Okay, and then on this one I did take a little finger grip, but you can really push it through the other side, so it's up to you whether you want to do that. It's just a small circle punch. All right, now we want to put our bubble bath piece down with the inside showing up, okay? And then we're going to put our piece, our little box bottom that we made inside. And just squeeze it until it will still pull, but it's not too, it will still be push out, but it's not too loose. All right, make sure your sides are even, and then take a pencil and make a nice mark where that is. All right, then we're going to put glue underneath that pencil mark. We don't want to go past that. All right. And then I'm going to put my box inside again. And put our box pieces together here. You can erase this if it shows a little, but we're also going to put a piece of DSP over it so you won't see. All right, and make sure you slide out your box so that it by chance doesn't get stuck in there. Make sure this is nice and connected. Okay, Now we're going to push our box together and we'll put our pieces of DSP on. So we need the two pieces that are 4 5/8 by 3 3/8, and they're going to go on the top and the bottom. And the pieces that are 4 5/8 by 1 are going to go on the two long sides. Okay. Now we're going to put the rest of it together. So we need all our pieces. Okay, so our postage stamp out of Real Red from the postage stamp Perennial Postage dies, and it's about 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And then this piece of Bright and Beautiful DSP that is 4 by 2 3/4. Now, there is some in this that you could use for the background, but it's Flirty Flamingo. So just switch up all these little pieces to Flirty Flamingo instead of Bubble Bath, and you can use that DSP instead of the Bright and Beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to put our mailbox together. There's little score lines in here. I'm just going to bend them on. Okay, and before we do that, we need our little flag. There's a hole in it. You can just glue this on, and that little hole can just be a hole, or you can put a little gem on there if you want. But I'm going to use the round and square brads, and I'm going to get a little white round one. You could use black too if you want. And I'm going to put that in. And then put it in there. And these have pretty long arms behind, so just make sure it doesn't show out the front. And to make it tight, I'm just going to flatten it. There we go. Okay. And this can still move, but it's kind of tight since we tightened it up. All right, and then we're going to put some liquid glue on this little piece here. And we're going to fold it under and attach the front of the mailbox to it. Okay, and then the mailbox still opens. You can still stick something in there. Okay, all right. Now for the letter, I'm just going to fold everything on the score lines. I'm not going to put anything in this, so I'm going to glue the side flaps. I guess you could put a little secret note in there if you wanted to. There actually is a little die here you could probably use as a little letter and put something on it. Let's see. You could put the love on it, I guess. Cute. Or write a little note. All right, and then I'm going to glue this part down that has the straight edge right here. And then the top of the envelope. Ooh, I forgot to cut out the red heart, and I forgot to tell you about that. I'm sorry. So let me see, do I have another red heart? I have a smaller red heart we'll use from there. The heart dies cut out, all different sizes. So this one I'm just going to put a little bit smaller heart on the envelope. I'll just put a little dot right there and put down my heart on top. Okay, and there is our envelope. All right, so we want, all right, I cut out new hearts. So I'm going to put the bigger heart over this little heart right on there because I like that better anyway. And then this size heart we're going to put right on the flag. There's 4 different sizes. I don't think any of them are the same. Okay, so you're going to have to cut a couple, 2 times for the pink hearts and just 1 time for the red. All right, and then I'm going to get these 3 pink hearts and I'm going to attach them to the mailbox. Okay, now we need our mailbox post, and I'm going to take a pencil and make a mark where I'm going to cut it. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it about right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on the mailbox. Edges for the flap and the flag. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this so there's about even amount on this side and this side. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue the letter in there. So I need a dimensional right here and some liquid glue there. There we go. Okay, and then we need our box. Make sure which side is the top. And we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Then let's do our little bit of stamping. We're going to do this little label, or I guess it would be for this piece here to cancel it, or this is the cancel, I guess. This here says "Sent with Love" all around 3 times with the 2 hearts in it, and I'm going to use real red ink. Okay, and then there is a die, oops, right here, this circle die that will cut that out. And there we go. And then I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back of that. And I'm going to put it up in this corner right here. Okay. And for the final touch, I'm going to take some of our silver and white sheer ribbon and tie a bow. And just clip off the edges. Okay. I'm just going to put a glue dot on the back and some liquid glue. Okay, and I'm just going to put this right on the mailbox post. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody have a great weekend. All the info about joining my shop and my blog are listed below, all the links. Alrighty, have a great weekend again, and I will see you next time. Bye.